guys, it has been a while, but we are here. We're about to do a shoot with a client, and I wanted to do another behind the scenes of how we lit this setup, why we lit it this way, how we shot it, and give you guys a little bit of insight of really how we created this image. Because obviously, as you guys know, it is not as easy as just throwing up a camera and hitting record. There is a process to it. Give you guys the lowdown. Let's start with cameras because every one of you is going to ask. This is the FX9. We're shooting with the 50mm at a 2 aperture. And then over here, we've got the A7 III, and that is on an 85mm. We did do a custom white balance using a gray card. For those of you wondering, this is a gray card. It helps me check my white balance using the FX9. And this is also a scientific color chart that really helps me analyze the colors in post, make sure things look good in case I made a mistake in camera. Okay, so let's get to the fun part. I love lighting, I love grip. I just geek out over it. I used to be all about the cameras and the lenses, but to be honest, lately, I love scrims, I love negative fill, and I love just the world that is lighting. So here's what we did. We came into a studio, and this is a beautiful studio in St. Paul, Studio Apparatus. I highly recommend them. And on top of that, they have a great space. But when you're doing a film shoot and you really want to control everything, there is a lot of white, which typically is amazing. For this scenario, we killed all the lights and we actually blacked out all of the windows. And so what that does now is we have an aperture 300D over here for my key with a pretty thick diffusion on it, as well as the grid. And it is actually shooting through a 4x scrim gym. And that is my newest addition, and I love it. Creates really soft light, at least I'm hoping I look soft on camera, should. And that is our key light. Now, for this shoot, we're going a little bit more moody and edgy. We don't want to go straight, really dark and grunge. We still wanted some of that light colors that are really popular right now. We still wanted negative fill. So over here, I have a sound blanket that is flipped to the black side. That is for 2 reasons. Reason 1, negative fill, giving me some dark color coming in. Reason number 2, I am in a giant room with very few objects. That means lots of echoes. So what we've already done, there's a carpet below me that I've added, a packing blanket actually, and then over here is a sound blanket, a nice thick blanket that also helps with sound. So hopefully, between turning off all the AC and adding some of this negative fill sound blankets, we've got a really good solution here. So it's part lighting, part sound, kind of a combo. For audio, Rode NT-G4 Plus right here. Hi guys. And then last and not least, we've got 2 more lights. An aperture 120D with a Fresnel mount, and that is pointed on spot to my back. Some gaff tape actually as well, because it was getting a little bit hot on the side of my face. Lastly, we also have a cheap little Dre cast down here just to throw some fill on the back wall. Make sure that I get some separation, but also that there's some context there. There's some color, there's some grit, but we didn't want it to be too bright that we lose focus on me. So hopefully that helps you guys out. It's a really, really simple setup in terms of how complicated it is, but it really is important. Just to kind of sum it up quickly, really soft key light, get some negative fill to bring in the shadows on this side of my face, get an aperture on a Fresnel mount to bring in some hair light, a little bit of separation from the background, and lastly, 1 more fill light on the background, the Dre cast, to also bring in some context back there. I hope this helps. I hope it gives you guys a little understanding of what we've created, what the image looks like, and how you can accomplish it for yourself as well. And hopefully you enjoyed the footage from For Jake's Sake. I highly recommend you check them out as a nonprofit. That is who the shoot is for. And they are a wonderful company that focuses on opioid prevention and opioid overdose prevention. They're really great. Highly recommend them. Thanks guys. Talk to you next time.